Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. I hope your day is going well, because mine sure is. Well, not really. I'm a United fan, and we just got absolutely dumpstered by Manchester City, as you would all know by clicking on this video. Over here to my left, your right, you would see our average position throughout the entire game of Manchester City. So we're just going to take a look, analyze this depression that is over here, and kind of just figure out what's going on, kind of figure out what Ollie's mindset was, and just do a small analysis. I will be looking at stats on my phone as we go along to kind of support the arguments that I am making. Feel free to have a discussion in the comment section below. We'll try and engage. And yeah, if you're new, please do consider liking and subscribing before we get into it. And yeah, without further ado, just looking at this image is absolutely appalling. I think this image was taken around the 50th minute of the game, if I remember correctly. Around that point of the game. Our average positioning. Oh, as a Manchester United fan, I'm absolutely stunned that this is reality right now. Cristiano Ronaldo was by far the most advanced player on the pitch. You can see number 7 all the way on the touchline. That's his average position for the majority of this game. Yeah, this game was not pretty. It did not go down well, and City fully deserved their win. We very clearly wanted to play a flat back 7 and get everybody back as much as possible. And Bruno was basically playing holding, as you can see, number 18 right over there next to number 11, number 39, number 17 all in a row, because that's Bruno, Scott, and Fred respectively from left to right. And they're just a flat back 3, I mean a flat midfield 3. Then Luke Shaw's a lot more advanced than Aaron Bissaka, obviously, if you look 23 versus 29. That's kind of expected. Aaron Bissaka had to do a lot of defensive work, and yeah, he kept them busy, but it still wasn't nearly enough going forward for us. So there was a point in the game where number 5, Harry Maguire, started stepping out of the midfield, which was, sorry, out into the midfield, my bad, and it really benefited the team when you actually had that centre back trying to push forward, because that's kind of the point of trying to use a back 5. It's one of the centre backs can be used to drive forward and create some space. And you can see that he tried to do that a lot. But normally that's the centre-most centre back that does that. So it just created this overload on the left, and we didn't really know what to do about it. Like, Scott and Fred are basically holding hands with Maguire and Shaw the entire time. I know we were troubled a lot down our right-hand side. I mean, down our left-hand side, City's right-hand side. They did quite a lot. Bernardo Silva drifted into the spaces, created a lot of issues. And just overall, Kyle Walker being a nuisance, it created a lot of issues for us. So in general, some stats for the game: 67% possession to City, 33% to us. We had a total of 5 shots. We're very much playing counter-attack and hoping for the best. Only one of those shots were on target. One of them was blocked, and the other 3 were just off target. I remember only one of them, and that was Mason Greenwood just absolutely skying an attempt. So yeah, trying to analyze this is trying to polish a turd, in all honesty. Because Manchester United under Gunnar Solskjaer right now is confused. We're lacking this vision of what we want to be as a football club, because that over there isn't happening again anytime soon. That beautiful picture of Cristiano Ronaldo, that past that we had, it's kind of gone right now with how we're playing. I think any player that played in the team that Ronaldo did back then will look at this and go, what the hell has happened to this football club to where we have to play like this against big teams? And Michael Owen, I think, came out with a really, really good analysis, and, well, not really an analysis, an opinion on Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in general. And that was just the principle that you can't go into every game as a big club and try to adapt to your opposition. That already is incorrect. if you aren't trying to play your style of football 24/7 and trying to assert yourself on the game because you know you are the bigger club, you know you have the players, you know you have the quality, then you're doing something wrong fundamentally. And the example he used was Jurgen Klopp. As much as that Liverpool team was really bad when he first got here, he would score 3 goals, but then the opposition would score 3 as well. But just because that happened, it didn't stop him from letting off his vision for this club. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer goes, we are struggling with goals right now. Just throw another man back and pray. That's what he's kind of done right here for this game as well. And City read it like a book. They opened us up. They created 14 chances all game long against the back five. And I felt like this was a City team that struggled to get out of first gear, in all honesty. It didn't feel like they were trying to demolish us. And as Pep Guardiola said in his post-match interview, I can't remember the direct quote, but it was more or less a case of the reporter asking him, are you disappointed in your team for not scoring more goals? And he was like, no, doesn't matter. We got the result at the end of the day. And that kind of mentality is something else. There was also this picture floating around with Guardiola just completely shouting at one of his players while he is 2-0 up, and Ole just sitting, hands folded, just doing his classic, watching the game go on as we sit like this and we just watch the game happen for 90% of it. Again, City completely outplayed us. They put so much pressure on us that we just had to form in this compact style as players without any kind of plan. A big issue that I noticed particularly, number 39 against Scott McTominay. I feel like every single time this man touched the ball, he released it immediately to a City player. Whether it was a header, whether it was like an interception or something, when he got his hands on that ball, he gave it away as fast as possible. There was just a lack of taking responsibility in this team. Nobody wanted to be the person to actually do it. So they just lobbed it and they hoped. And it's so frustrating to watch because I do believe there was about 5 minutes of decent play throughout the game where we looked like a really dominant force, where we looked like we could be scoring a lot of goals. We had some nice little interplay, we had some one-touch passing, we had some fast, fluid football, but it lasted 5 minutes. And when you can only attribute the positive to about 5 minutes of a football game, you know it's just the players turning up for those 5 minutes. Because the other 85-ish minutes of the game was just a complete shit show where we had to stay in our shell because we didn't know what to do against this. So, yeah, it wasn't. There's not much that I can really say about this. This was the type of game where every single player was confused. Some people wanted to longboard, people wanted to play through. There was no clear idea of what needed to happen. The overlaps weren't there, the underlaps weren't there. We were just confused, and that's to say the least. We were a very defensive base with a lot of counter-attacking mentality as always, but this time even more so than other times. Any decent team is going to kind of do this to us going forward. So I'm very worried as a Manchester United fan, and I really don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the man for the job. And even when we switched back to our back four later in the game after Shaw went off injured, I think it was. I don't even remember what happened. No, it was when Bailly went off. I'm dumb. When Bailly went off and reverted back to the back four, we looked a bit better, but I feel like, again, that was just attributed to City not really being on their A game. So let me know what you guys think. I just think this was just a turd. It was terrible, and I expect us to do so much better moving forward. And I want us to do so much better moving forward. I don't want to have to look at the City game and go, this team is so much better than ours on any given day of the week. With logic, this team's going to beat us. This team's going to wipe the floor with us like they did this time. I know Ali has a good record against them and all that, but that means nothing when you can't turn up in the actual game itself. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, please do smash like, share around, consider subscribing if you're new. And yeah, let me know your thoughts once again. because I hope they're a lot less bleak than mine, because it's not looking good, and I'm firmly on the belief of Ollie out right now. And I hope we get a new manager in, and when that news breaks, we'll be covering it. So yeah, please do stay tuned for some of that. We'll have some fun with that. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your days. Thank you very much for your time. Check you in the next one, guys.